Yeah.
Make sure you turn on your mics.
Yeah, mine's on.
Check your batteries.
Open this public hearing, September 2nd at 6:30, the sale of the gas department. Pledge allegiance first. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We get a roll call.
Brian Robertson,
Here.
Gary Shuck,
Present.
Roger Faust, Chad Blake,
Here.
Lindsay Washmut.
Okay, again, this is a public hearing for the sale of the gas department. Dan, I'll turn it over to you.
All right, good evening. Dan Cutshaw with CDS Engineers. Just wanted to let you guys know the process here. So this is the only public hearing that we have. We did receive 3 appraisals. 2 of them were in agreement. The average of the appraisers was $4,307,000, which Citizens has matched in their proposal. Thank you. And so we have the first read of the ordinance on September 18th at the regular council meeting. Second read will be on October 16th at the regular council meeting, and will be voted into acceptance or not acceptance on the October board meeting. So with that, I'm going to introduce Mike Bartone. He's with Citizens Energy. He's got 3 others he'll probably introduce. And we've got some handouts. We'll have some handouts for everybody. Mike.
I have to go down there and sit up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go.
All right, so I'll use this as reference. I'll reference the slide in the bottom. So good evening, I'm Mike Bartone, I'm Director of Gas Supply Citizens Energy Group. I'm joined with JP Gio, Vice President of Energy Operations, Alex Valle, Senior Legal Counsel at Citizens, and Bridget O'Connor, Director of Government. So let me begin by just saying how excited we are as citizens to serve and the potential opportunity to serve locality in the town. Thanks. So tonight our objective is pretty simple. We want to make a formal introduction to citizens. We want you to know who we are, what we do, our purpose, our structure. We want to answer your questions. We'll take a look at residential gas bills, and then we'll talk about what it looks like from a resident's perspective as citizens transitions to serve. Lots of programs that we have built up over our long histories. We want to show you guys what those offerings look like. So we're going to start on slide 4, a little about citizens. So I think if you've learned a little bit about our organization, what makes us unique is our structure, our purpose and what drives us. So we're public trust. We don't have private owners. We don't have shareholders. We literally operate for the benefit of the customers that we serve and the inhabitants of Marion County. That's our core driver. If you spend any time at Citizens, whether you're walking in the building or sitting in a meeting, you kind of hear like what we do. It's how do we serve customers better? How do we lower costs to our consumers? What type of feedback or things are we hearing? Are we hearing from our customers so we can do a better job? I've been there 25 years, it's kind of all I know. But again, you'll see a customer-centric focus. And what we hope is that Lapel residents kind of feel that extension as well. If you move to slide 5, you'll see the variety of utility businesses that we serve. Again, we have 7 regulated utilities. Our legacy business is our natural gas business in Indianapolis. We've had that for a long time. You probably know we now serve water and wastewater assets in Indianapolis as well. We have district heating and cooling, that serves large buildings downtown. We also are in Westfield. We serve gas, water, wastewater in the community of Westfield as well. Perhaps maybe a little bit different than what's in LaPel is natural gas rates and how they've historically been set. All those regulated entities that you see on slide 5, those are all those rates and charges are approved or reviewed and approved by the IURC. Again, we have to go in and get those rates and charges approved. So again, that's a little bit different structure than what you guys are used to today. On slide 6, kind of two takeaways here. First is just the sheer number of customers that we serve. And we talked about the gas and the water and wastewater customers. But it's also, households, commercial, industrial businesses. That's our focus. How we serve, lowering the cost, and then that satisfaction feedback loop that we have. The second takeaway is where we serve. We talked about the legacy business and for gas, kind of serving the Marion County, Indianapolis area. In 2004, we ventured out and acquired the gas assets of Westfield. And when we did that, we kind of created a vehicle to own and operate assets kind of outside those legacy borders. And so as we were evaluating this opportunity, we thought that same structure applied and was a good fit. So if you think about our response on the RFP, it's actually into the Citizens Gas of Westfield business structure. So slides 7 and 8 simply highlight and take a look at employees and all the different variety of work that we do supporting our businesses. Slides 9 and 10 show a focus on the communities that we serve. If you follow us on social media, you see a huge action of employee volunteerism and participation. So again, that's a little bit about Citizens, who we are, our structure, but I think the takeaway here is we really do focus on the customers that we serve and try to do the best for them. So I'm going to pause there before we go into gas bills themselves and see if you guys have any questions about Citizens and structure. So.
Anyone else have questions? Can we go into customer service, or do you want to wait on that?
Yeah, so the third topic we have a lot of different customer service topics. So that is one of our topics that we have.
Okay.
Just be a little patient.
Oh, I'm patient.
Okay. So on slide 12, we're going to go to a gas bill comparison. And we'll probably spend most of our time here. I think this is probably the most impactful part for our analysis. So our focus here is really looking at the residential side, because I think you have 700-ish, 750 residential customers in LaPel. I'm going to start on the graph on your right, the one in the blue columns. And what we did is we took the average consumer use across the whole year. So again, I think that was built in the RFP. And we compared LaPel's rates against Westfield's rates. What you see there is about a projected reduction of cost of about $184 or 18%. So where does that come from? If you think about a gas bill, there's really two components of it. There's the commodity cost itself, that's represented in the light blue. And for you guys, that's just like us. Commodity costs are just a pass-through. Whatever you spend on the gas passes through the customers and recovered in whole. However, there are things you can do to lower or dampen price effects and things like that with gas. We think there's about $40 a year of savings that Citizens can have on LaPel's customers. That represents part of the overall reduction. The bigger part, that's kind of in the darker blue, is the distribution rates. I think we previously talked about this, but our residential rates are about 22% less than LaPel's current structure. So that represents the change from about $648 a year to $502 on the Westfield side. So overall, between those two components, about $184 of savings, or projected savings every year. Again, that's average. Some might be better, some might be worse. The second graph, the one on the bottom, slide 12, shows kind of the shape or distribution across all the different months in a year. So same costs that are shown on the right, just broken out by month. And what you kind of take away here is a couple things. One, Westfield's structure has a minimum customer charge. So in the summertime, Westfield costs might be a little bit higher than LaPel's. However, in the wintertime, Westfield costs are at least projected to be significantly lower, and that's making up $184 worth of savings every year. So kind of a more flattening effect overall. Does that make sense? If you move to slide 13, kind of summarizes, a table summarizing kind of what I just walked through. Again, the citizen gas of Westfield, customer charge is higher. Summer bills may be higher. Winter bills should be lower. Overall cost should be lower. Again, all of our rates are subject to approval by the IURC. And again, if you think about the current timeline for this transaction, we're working on a timeline that with a projected completion of summer of 26, so about a year from now. The biggest thing I saw, and again, we just walked through residential customer billing. On the commercial side, I think there's really an opportunity. So for instance, when I looked at LaPel schools, because right now you guys, your rate system is basically one rate for all customers, whether you're residential or commercial. Westfield actually has commercial and industrial rates, so it's more discounted if you're our commercial customers. So schools I saw probably going to get a 40% reduction or break. So that was pretty positive. Customer service. Any questions on the gas bills themselves? Okay. So customer service, again, I think what we're trying to highlight here is, we have a long operating history of our utilities, and probably over the next couple of slides, you'll see kind of the things that we've built or constructed over time. That again, we hope LaPel residents can take advantage of as well. First, we have a citizens call center. That is a live phone rep call center. When I say local, it's here in Indianapolis. For our employees, we don't send them off. It's not offshore, and they're live agents. We have an emergency call line that you can use 24/7. We have online account management where you can look at your bill online. You can make payments. We have paperless billing. Just a lot of different options that are available for consumers. If you move to slide, I think that's 16. Again, there's a number of pay options that are available to customers. They can have an automatic bank draft. They can pay online. We also have places where they can go here local, here in town, if that's more convenient. I think there are 4 or 5 local areas or local places where people can go and make payments. We have budget billing that allows customers to kind of flatten out that summer and winter peak and kind of flatten their bill across the entire year. So again, just a lot of options or opportunities for customers. Kind of the final slide on the customer service side, slide 17 just shows other programs we built that are there to assist customers. We have financial assistance for those in need with utility bills, with help on utility bills for a Warm Home Foundation. We have rebate programs for those when you have to replace a furnace or water heater and you replace to an energy efficient. There's some rebate opportunities. I know there's some propane users in the town. If you're converting from a more expensive fuel source like that, you're switching over to natural gas, there's some additional rebates that are available. So I think there's just a number of programs that are available from a service perspective that we hope residents of LaPel can take advantage of. Thoughts or questions on that? Okay. I'll wrap up and then we'll fill in any additional questions you might have. I think we added this kind of important, safety, public safety, natural gas safety is critical or important to us. I want to make sure that everyone understands that this transaction doesn't occur until the IURC approves it, and we might be a year from now. So until that time, Town of LaPel is still the operator, and customers, if they, especially if they smell gas, I think you're supposed, supposed to follow the current protocol up until that transaction is complete. Okay. So I went through a lot there. Thoughts, questions?
Yeah, any questions? Is this public hearing?
Nothing on coming in?
The ironic crickets.
Timing is everything.
Hey, Gary, you had some questions about service. Did we get to it with kind of what we had on the slide? Or you got some-
Yeah, the customer service questions I had, you answered there because the manned call center
Sure.
that people can get a person instead of a recording,
And it's in Indianapolis, not overseas.
right?
Right.
The one question I had, I know you say you do Westfield in your group. Are you servicing the LEAP? What is that? LEAP in Lebanon? Is that, because it's out there towards Grand Park. Are you part of that?
Yeah, is Citizens part of that initiative?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
From a water.
Speak
Yeah,
Not gas, but
Good
water.
clarification.
Okay.
Bruce, you want to just maybe take a minute, or I can either do it, you can want to just give a 1 minute synopsis of the.
Sure. So I know that there's been a lot of conversation around the Leaf District. And there was originally that talk about bringing water from Lafayette. Citizens operates a regional utility for water in central Indiana. And so we have 10 different well fields. We have 4 different reservoirs that we pull together to balance water across our system. And so we have plenty of water here in central Indiana to support that 25 million gallons of water that was requested to serve that Leaf District. So we have a 7-year plan to bring water out there in phases. And the great part of that service to Lebanon or LaPel, the Leaf District in Lebanon, is that we're bringing that water back once it's done being used. And so it creates that circular balance of water. So I know there are a lot of concerns, and if you have more concerns, I'm happy to sit down and talk to you about it, because Citizens provides a 50-year annual, we do an annual plan of 50-year water supply for our system to ensure that our existing customers and our future customers will have the water that they need. From a gas perspective, and I know that's what we're here, that's not our service territory. We do not have plans to serve that district for gas.
I'm just wondering if it would have affected the rates if you guys were serving that or planned on serving that, but it's
No, for
No.
gas,
fine.
those are different utilities, so it's all
Yep.
held in a different trust. And so from a water perspective, even though this is not water, does not impact our Westfield or our Citizens water rates. And then from gas, separate utility would not, any
Okay.
investment does not impact that.
Was that getting on your nerves?
Yes.
See, when you have kids, you just learn to ignore that stuff.
I have a question.
Sure.
So, you do budget billing, will you use like how much gas they use in LaPel when you go start their
Yeah,
budget?
I mean, my hope would be we take some historical
Okay,
in that factor.
I just,
Yeah.
for my personal, because I'm on budget billing and I like it because I don't pay a whole lot.
I would assume as long as we're able to,
Pull that
obtain and get
information.
all that information, get it loaded up, that would be factored into the budget calculation. Yeah.
The biggest thing that I have on this is going back in time when we had the great polar vortex that caused the issue in February. Was that 20 or 19? 21. So when we had that happen, the issue that the town of LaPel run into as a small gas utility, we don't have storage. We don't have massive natural gas tanks anywhere just waiting and storing gas. So we're always at the mercy of the market. And, we do the best that we can to pre-purchase gas at a price to try to pass some savings on to our customers. But I think we used a month's worth of gas in 3 days back there in that month. So the big thing about this and the benefit of Citizens coming on is they probably have enough spare storage in their network that they've forgotten about that could supply LaPel with gas for the entire year. So there's a bigger savings beyond just the regular billing that our folks will see, and that's when that weather event happens, they're going to have a more stable bill versus what we as the town were able to offer to them.
I don't know if that was a question, but
As a statement,
Yeah.
yeah.
I totally agree with you, Zach. So similarly, we operated Westfield, and Westfield at the time did not have storage in the same capacity. Similar to LaPel, what we did after that is Citizens Gas, Indianapolis Utility, went out and received an order from the IORC, the State Commission, so that we could offer. And I think we actually came and talked to you guys about that quite a bit. The pipeline was kind of the barrier, and acquisition kind of clears that hurdle for us. So I think, long story short, storage will be a part of the LaPel gas mix or the Westfield gas mix. It has been for Westfield for the past 4 years. That's worked really well. So you're absolutely right with the conversation.
Just to add on that, in December, January, February, Westfield plans to pull pretty much all of their gas out of storage. Purchased in the summer.
When it's cheap.
The price is in the summer.
Yeah, when it's cheaper.
Cheaper.
Yeah.
I don't know, Chris. I mean, everything that's been presented looks pretty good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Zach, so say this does go through, Citizens going to look into acquiring more LaPel's utilities after this? Like if you guys do acquire the natural gas?
I think that's when I probably go to you guys and say, I think we're always interested in opportunities to serve it. So if that makes sense from a water, wastewater, or any other utility assets, I think we're game to listen and see if there's an opportunity there.
Good question.
As of right now, there is not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does public have anything?
Anything else?
Or smart answer?
That's more like it.
Pretty soon, okay.
Gary. Saved by the cricket.
Do we have any other presentations? No questions? I think we are going to close the public hearing. And that concludes the meeting. We will.
Aren't you glad you shaved your legs for this?
I'm glad I came up.
Easy to,
The bad thing is I bought one of these things.